next operation, we're going to do a Z-level finishing. To do that, click on Finishing Operations right here in the dynamic icon bar. Now let's go choose a new tool. This time let's double-click on Bullnose End Mill and let's search for a 1-inch diameter. Here you have a couple of choices, 1 inch with an 1/8 inch corner radius and 1 inch with a 3/16 corner radius. Let's use the 1 inch with the 3/16 corner radius. A shortcut for selecting is just double-click on the tool that you want to use. Go ahead and click OK from the prompt line. Now, for bottom stock to leave and side stock to leave, we're going to set both to 0. We'll set our tolerance here to 1/1000th. Next, let's go down to a maximum scallop height and set that to 1/1000th as well. Here, we're going to turn on scallop management next. For minimum Z-step, we're going to type half of the Z-step that's shown here. Up here at the top, where TopSolid is asking for your minimum scallop height or maximum scallop height, it's actually referring to the scallop height on a planar face. So here, we're going to have the software optimize for all the faces. And in doing so, we're going to set the minimum Z-step. And here I'm just going to use roughly half of this value here. So I'm going to say it's, why not 12 thousandths. What this does is this will be the minimum Z-step that our CAM software will take so that we're not doing and applying wasted motion. Next, let's go to the Strategy tab. Let's click Climb Milling. Well, I think we always want to climb mill, so we'll leave that as default. Next, let's go to Path Order and switch by pockets so we finish one area before moving on to a next. Next, let's go to Clearance Plane and let's choose Delta Path. Now, for our first lead in and lead out, let's change both of those to Tangent. Next, let's go to lead in and out between other passes, and here we're going to set it as Contact and set the angle to be 10 degrees. Now, let's go to Machine Planar Faces and activate that. Let's set our step over to maybe 200 thousandths. And finally, let's go to the Areas tab. Here, we want to set a Z minimum. In order to find the Z minimum of that face, we're going to need to analyze it. So let's go to Analyze Coordinates, choose that point there, and down in your info bar at the bottom, you'll see it comes up as minus 1.725. However, before you type that in here, click Quit from the prompt line. And now, let's go change this to minus 1.725. Finally, you can go to your Cutting Conditions tab and fill out that information if you desire. Click OK when you're ready to calculate. Okay, so here you see the simulation. Again, you can watch the simulation, or you can simply exit out of it. Let's go to the Operations Manager and visually turn on that toolpath. And now let's click on the Y button by our compass down here. Doing that will make us look straight down the Y-axis. And now use your scroll wheel of your mouse to zoom right up on the model. First of all, you see how the rapids are all in three-dimensional space? This is that rapid type that you specified that will actually act as a rubber band rapid. Next, remember when I told you to set your lead in and lead out for other passes to ramp? Here you can see that the toolpath is transitioning at 10 degrees down very smoothly between each operation. Also, when we told it to optimize for scallop, you'll notice that it inserted some more toolpath, but only in the areas where we needed to, instead of going all the way around the part and wasting movement. Let's run verification on this real quick. Let's go to the Operations Manager, select Z-Level, right-click, choose Verify, and this time let's hit Load Stock. Now, let's hit Start Result. You can do this by right-click or by selecting that button right there. So here you can see the As Verified part. Next, let's go to Comparison. You can do that by simply right-clicking and choosing Comparison. Here what you're going to see is green is finished, blue is heavy material, light blue is a little bit of material. So this tells you where you still have material left to machine. Remember, to get out of Verify, before you do, let's save the resulting stock model, and then hit Exit. Let's turn off the Z-Level toolpath and exit out of our Operations Manager as well.